Yo, what is up, you guys? For another video, and today's video, we got my boy Wannsee, man. I am excited. Now, this is going to be a long winter reaction, kind of like how I did this video. I don't know if it's going to be an hour, but it will be pushing 40 to 50 minutes. So you grab your popcorn, sit back, and really enjoy. I'm scared. You know, this is my second time doing a reaction. Or relaxation? Like, what is that, bro? Last time I had peaches, now I got Pepsi. Wow. Apparently this is Pepsi. You guys, bro, let's just jump into this reaction, man.
Ooh, what's happening? 8 people. Whoa! What's up? Whoa! What's on my chat? What's on my chat? Who in the chat? Who in the fucking chat, nigga?
The room is not messy, if y'all have ever wanted to know. There's just a few clothes, and that's just my dressing. My room is actually not dirty, if you've ever wondered. Hit the like button, subscribe if you are new right now, because if this is the first time watching me, subscribe, and then just like video now. But like I always say, the video is right here. That was a good one, y'all. Wannsee! 5 true night shift stories. Now, I didn't work the night shift, but I did work the afternoon going into the nighttime. That's what I did. And it was a little creepy, I can't lie.
When I was pregnant with my first child,
pregnant? You would
work the overnight shift at a gas station near my house to pick up some extra
This is
power.
called Shells.
I know this may not sound amazing, but this gas station was beautiful.
Okay.
It was one of those full market gas stations, and it was in a really nice section of town.
Kind of like a quick
I
start.
know most stories that take place in these 24-hour settings are usually in dark and eerie places, but I never once felt that way in this company. Usually after 11 o'clock at night, it was slow. I would spend most of my shift watching YouTube or Netflix on my phone, talking to my fiancé or stocking the shelves.
I wish I could do this.
I didn't even get that.
They did not let me.
Truck drivers buying coffee or snacks because the gas station wasn't that close to any house.
Bro, first of all, bro, when I worked, like, okay, if y'all don't know, I do not work at Goodwill no more, bro. Fuck them niggas. They can suck my dick very nice and hard. Oh, dude, I'm supposed to be blurping all bleeping, because whatever. But, bro, they got mad at me if I had my phone in my pocket. I don't even whip it out. My phone would just be in my pocket, just chilling. They put your phone in your locker. Like, bro, I hate every single one of them people, bro. Like, I hate them. I don't hate all of them, but I hate a lot of them.
Highways. It was an easy job, especially being pregnant, and it paid well, which was the main reason behind this job.
Okay.
One night early in my shift, a taller man
he's a
came in.
skeezer.
I shouted from behind the counter, "Hey there, how you doing this evening?" The man didn't respond.
Bro, look at him.
He didn't even look in my direction. He walked straight into the bathroom. That wasn't that alarming to me, though.
Yeah,
being honest.
yeah, like niggas going there.
I knew better than most at this point that when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Very true.
So I just figured that he just really had to go to the bathroom.
So far, nothing
20
bad.
minutes, I noticed he had never come out of the bathroom.
20 minutes? He taking a
concerned
shitty.
and was
He
thinking
taking a
about
nice
knocking on the
shitty.
door
I
to
gotta
make
take
sure
one
he
right
was
now.
all right. I slowly started making my way to the bathroom and saw that he had finally come out. I got a good look at his face at this point. He was as normal looking as can be.
That's normal looking?
With a tan complexion. He had short gray hair that was parted and combed nicely. Even though his hair was gray, he couldn't have been older than 40 years old. He was wearing jeans, a flannel, and work boots that looked really beat up.
Okay.
I got the impression that this guy was just some blue-collar worker and he was just stopping to use the restroom. He walked right by me again and didn't say a word.
Everything is so normal so far.
He walked outside but didn't get in any vehicle. He looked like he walked to the side of the building. That's when I noticed that there was no vehicle out there. So whoever this strange man was, he must have walked.
Okay.
That whole ordeal was a little off-putting, but
how?
I stopped thinking about it. Just
if that is off, bro, do you not know people? Bro, most people don't have the luxury of mom and dad buying cars off rip when you turn 17 or 16. People don't have that luxury all the time, bro. So what if the nigga want to walk? How is that alarming you? How's that unsettling? He's just walking. So far, there's nothing wrong right now. Like, until you start acting crazy, because you know you're going to start acting crazy. But, bro, people don't have that luxury all the time, bro. Some of y'all are just so closed-minded, bro. Like,
just a couple of
he's
minutes
walking,
later, since
okay?
it was uneventful. Part of working these late-night shifts is
God, I
to get
can't
your
stand
array of
people.
strange individuals. As the night continued, I ended up calling my fiancée, and we were just talking on the phone, passing the time.
And she
It
pregnant,
had to
too.
be at least an hour later.
Is there
The
anyone
door
else on
opened,
the
and to my
shift?
surprise, it was the same guy.
Okay,
This
now...
time I didn't say anything to him, figuring that maybe he spoke another language or something.
What?
Well, that theory went out the window instantly because
Why would you
instead of
think
walking
that?
to the bathroom, this time he walked right up to the counter and asked in a polite voice, "Hello, ma'am.
Okay.
You can't say hello to me?" He smiled as he said it, indicating me that he was joking around. I nervously smiled and responded, "Sorry about that, sir. Hello, how are you doing this evening?"
Okay.
He smiled and only responded with one word in an abrupt tone, "Jerky." I jumped back a little bit.
Bro, retail, I've worked retail. If a nigga get mad at me because I didn't say hey, and then the first word he says to me is jerky, I'm going to take my fist and hit him. Like, no, bro. Like, I'm not even trolling on some. Like, why would you just randomly say jerky? Like, look at his face as he said jerky, bro. And like, I would be actually mad.
Tone, jerky.
Like a long day of work and you talking about jerky. What does that mean? Exactly. What does that mean?
The man then leaned toward me.
Like, jerk me? Like, what is he talking about?
Into a more aggressive voice, and he
what?
said, "I want beef jerky."
Then say that. Then say that.
I pointed over to the rack where all the jerky and Slim Jims were located.
Man just said jerky.
He smiled at me, and now in a polite tone once again, he said, "Why, thank you, ma'am." He slowly walked over to the beef jerky and stopped once he got to the rack.
Okay.
He was standing completely still when he said to me, "You know, you look just like a Disney princess."
Yeah.
I was a bit creeped out, but said thank you anyway, just figuring that he was trying to be nice.
Man, it's 40 talking about Disney
I look
princesses.
like a lot of things, but one thing I do not look like is a Disney princess.
Yeah, we know
Trust
that.
me.
Yeah.
Without grabbing any jerky, he marched back over to the counter and started to stare at me.
He didn't even grab any?
I know staring on its own is harmless, but this stare felt intrusive and made me
Dude,
uncomfortable.
of course, look at the way
His
he's
eyes were
just...
flying around like ping pong balls, and he
Ew!
said, "Yeah, that's it. Disney princess. I can see it now." I gave a little half smirk, and apparently that wasn't good enough for this man. He started to shout, and I mean quite literally started to scream. "What? You don't like Disney?"
Bro, okay. Here's something I gotta say to like future employees or anything that's working this night shift or a night. Women get harassed. That's a real thing. Trust me, I've heard stories. I've heard it all. Trust me, I would know when girls are just being overreacting. But situations like this, she's not overreacting, bro. This man is, look at his eyes, bloodshot red. Look like he haven't slept in years. My point is, to you managers, bro, why would you leave one person on the night shift, not another person? It don't matter what you talking about. It's a nice neighborhood. Nothing happens, bro. That's not the point. I hate what it's like. That's like saying you in a nice neighborhood, so leave your doors unlocked. Are you just Are you just dumb? You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't y'all just please be protected. And if any ladies are out there, go get a man, or just go get someone else at least. Like, it don't even have to be a man. Please just go and get somebody that you know can take care. See, me, if you worked with me and you said some dude was about to pack, hey, you gotta get out. You gotta get out. That's what I would have did, just like that.
I didn't even have time to respond.
And if he didn't listen, I would have just, you gotta get out.
My daughter used to like Disney, and now she's just like you.
What?
I started to gather that clearly.
Is she about to throw hands?
I had no idea what that statement was even supposed to mean.
Look at his stance.
His daughter is just like me. As calmly as I could, I said, "I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm just..."
You're just standing
there. He cut me off and started to scream uncontrollably. At this point, he wasn't saying...
He's just going, yeah. Like, what is wrong with this, bro? Can you go get some...
Saying things like, "Instead of a princess, you all want to be the heroes."
Bro, and the thing is, I've met people like this in retail, bro.
And instead, I'm here.
What?
It was clear to me that this man was having some sort of nervous breakdown.
No, he's having withdrawals.
Thankfully, I never hung up the phone with my fiancée, who was witnessing this entire unhinged conversation.
But I don't know why you standing there doing this.
He felt like
I would have been in my car already.
Not right, and he didn't want to take any chances. So he called the police and told them what I was dealing with, an unruly and potentially hostile customer. Well, I have never been more thankful for my fiancé because during
And nobody else
rant,
worked the shift with
he
her?
did start becoming hostile. He stormed back over to the beef jerky and knocked over
serious?
the entire display. Even though this guy was clearly not right.
Oh my
This was the first moment that I actually felt unsafe. After knocking over the display, he turned and looked at me, and his eyes were almost indescribable. They looked void of any emotion.
That's withdrawal, bro.
At that moment, 2 cop cars pulled up, and the man didn't even flinch.
they got their gun drawn?
He just stood over by the rack and continued to stare at me. The cops walked inside, and to their credit, they didn't overreact and remained cool and calm.
Nah.
One of the police officers came to me and made
said
sure
that it was
all right,
African American.
The other officer went over to the man and was talking to him quietly.
They're talking to him?
I couldn't make out any of the words the cop was saying to the man.
Bro, I've said, bro, let me tell y'all a quick story, bro. I don't care if you didn't ask or don't care, but let me tell you a quick story that happened to me when I was in retail. It was cold as hell. And it kind of reminds me of this. Instead of the dude knew better not to try me because I would have put him on his ass immediately. No troll shit. I don't play with all that weirdness, bro, because I'm a person who don't even really leave the house like that. My circle is extremely small. You would never catch me just hopping on with different new people. You would never do it because I don't play that. It's unsafe for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm always on my toes. I'm always looking around. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? You know what I'm saying? That's me. But I was like taking this person's like donation, bro. And the dude just like stopped. And he was just, I don't know how it happened because I kind of forgot because it was so weird. It was bizarre. It reminds me of this dude. Like, he came up to me and was like, something, yeah, my daughter's going to be the president of the United States. I was like, really? Yeah, man. Like, you know, Donald Trump, an alien. This man started going on the craziest rant, talking about aliens. The government is out to get Donald Trump. Trump is good and bad or a robot. Bro, I swear, he had me out there for 5 minutes. Bro, there was a time where I just had to, like, we made some excuse. He kept shaking my head like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, brother. Brother, it was a white man. Pretty much all my wording, like, no shade. I'm not racist. I'm not even going to say it no more because I just said I'm not racist. If I'd have never said that, I could have said it, but basically, all my encounters I've had with people that are really bad are particularly white people. I don't know why. It's just what it is. And it's not like I'm saying, like, white people are this, and that. I'm just saying facts. Every single weird encounter, especially where I live, y'all, like, is a lot of hidden racism. It's not like if I was, like, New York or, like, Chicago or something. Like, where I'm live, it's a lot of hidden racism. I'm not saying, like, oh, every white person's racist. But just the encounters I've had are just white men thinking they can just do, bro. I'm not even gonna get into all that. But all you need to know is people actually like this exist. This is, I don't know. This is actually a real story. I believe this is a real story. So all I gotta say is, man, if you feel unsafe, please, man or female, it don't even, like, if you're a man and you're scared, go get somebody, bro. Like, you don't have to be try to be all honcho man and get dropped. But like, go get somebody, bro. For real. Like, this shit really happens, and men really make women uncomfortable and vice versa, bro.
Didn't lose his temper as he did moments ago.
Real facts,
and the
bro.
officers escorted him out, not in handcuffs or anything like that. They literally just walked outside and had a conversation that lasted a good 20 minutes.
No, I would have threw him in the car,
One
bro.
officer left with the man.
Go look at the footage, dumbasses.
The gas station with me and just making sure the man didn't come back.
Look at the footage.
I have no idea what would have happened.
He was
if
aggressive.
He wasn't still on the phone and called the police. The man was becoming more and more enraged with every moment. I never saw the guy again, and I never placed any official report, really.
There's really
After
nothing
this night, I didn't work another
overnight.
overnight shift. I know some people may have had far worse and more terrifying stories of working overnight.
And people have.
I feel for those people.
Yeah.
However, this was the worst thing that's ever happened to me personally, and even though I left with no physical harm, the fear that I felt that evening just looking at that crazed man.
Okay, so Wannsee
will always be burned into my brain.
I believe this story. Now, this is story number 1, 14 minutes in. This is going to be a long video, like I said. Story number 1 is true. I believe it, bro. I believe the story is 100% real because stuff like that happens all the time, bro. Just go around, just talk to people, bro. Ask them about stories and stuff, bro. They'll tell you, like, stuff like that really be happening.
I was a night shift clerk at a 24-hour gas station back in the late 90s.
90s?
Before they had credit card readers on every pump.
Yeah.
I had been doing it for 2 years already, and it was a good job since I went to college during the day.
Okay,
it was tiresome, but it paid bills and gave me some spending cash for beer and things like that.
Beer? What?
The gas station I worked at
was
was
in the
on
90s.
the edge of town, so we got very little traffic late at night. but truckers came through often enough to make it worthwhile to stay open. This suited me well because I would spend all my downtime studying until the next shift came in at 2 a.m.
Okay.
This was probably the only really crazy thing that happened to me while working there, so I remember it well. It was late fall, Friday night, I think, and things had been real quiet that night. I'd say that normally we'd get 4 or 5 people through every hour or so. But this night, it was an hour until the end of my shift, and I had only seen a trucker and one other late-night motorist.
Was excited.
As I was saying, it was about 1 o'clock and all was silent.
You
I
can't
was
be doing
nodding
this,
off over my textbooks.
Nah, you can't do this.
Organic chemistry or something
How can y'all
like
do
that.
this, bro? Please someone explain me how y'all went to sleep in school, how y'all just sleep like this at job. Like, how could y'all do that, bro? Like, my body physically would never let me do this, bro.
When the chime sounded, alerting me that someone had walked in.
I don't care how tired. I've been tired
the
before.
Man looked pretty...
I went to school with 0 hours of sleep because I just wasn't, like, going to sleep for some reason. Was not dozing off or doing any of that in class, bro. I'm gonna go back.
When the chime sounded, alerting me that someone had walked in.
The bell.
The man looked pretty raggedy. He had a long wool coat on, a beanie, and his salt and pepper beard reached down to his chin.
His salt and pepper beard?
I could tell from 20 feet away that his eyes were bloodshot. They were so red, and the heavy smell of marijuana and booze filled the store as soon as he entered.
I mean, typical, honestly.
Like I said before, the store is at the edge of town. I'd never had anyone walk in that late at night since it was about 10 miles from any residential area.
Oh.
He staggered up and down each aisle, looking at various products and then putting them back down.
What is he sniffing his finger?
I wasn't really nervous, honestly, because he wasn't a very imposing figure, short and really skinny. If anything, I would have expected him to try and grab some food and make a run for it.
I would have let him.
Once he started to make his way back through the aisles a second time, I asked if he needed some help. He kind of grunted and just kept doing what he was doing.
Bro, leave that man alone,
maybe
bro.
He was just trying to warm up before moving on again and let him be.
Nah, I wouldn't have said a word.
I went back to reading my book, and not even a few minutes later, he was at the checkout stand. It scared me a little because I never heard him walk up to me.
Come on, bro. You gotta get your awareness up, bro. Come on, dude. What you mean you didn't hear him? You gotta hear him. Whoa, some of y'all just be living, bro. How did you not hear that, man?
Slurred out. You got any cigarettes?
Duh.
Now there was a whole wall of cigarettes behind me, so I asked him what type. He said, No. I mean, do you have any on you? I told him I didn't smoke, but if he wanted to purchase some, I could do that for him.
Okay.
This next thing I'll never forget. His face went blank, and I could tell he was staring at something behind me. So I turned
behind me so fast. Yeah,
at.
fast.
There was nothing there except the wall and all the cigarettes we had
First
on
of
display.
all, but why are you sitting down?
I turned back around, and he let out a blood-curdling scream, pointed at something, and a look of absolute shock was plastered on his face. You know that scene from Invasion of the Body Snatchers? It's an older film, and I'm thinking of the one from 1978, where at the end, Donald Sutherland has been turned into a pod
he seen a cigarette man and got scared?
And screaming. I've seen it come back in memes sometimes. Anyways, it kind of reminded me of that.
What?
But he looked even more terrified. He then reached over the counter and grabbed me by my shirt, pulling me real close and screamed, "They're here! They're here!" before pushing me back and running out the door.
Rough up your collar?
That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I was hoping it was the last I would see of him.
That man is dipping.
But a minute or two later, he was out in front, pacing back and forth, yelling at nothing, and occasionally hitting himself in the head with a closed fist.
What?
I didn't know what else to do, so I locked the door quickly and watched him for a moment.
They gotta understand that crackheads and hobos literally
going to leave. I called the cops and let them know he was being a nuisance.
No, it's not nuisance.
They said they would send someone over to pick him up. I couldn't risk him doing something to a customer if one happened to come by, or a customer doing something to this poor man that clearly was not mentally well.
It's not even that, bro. He's clearly on drugs.
I called the cops until they showed up was only about 15 minutes. But in that time, a 90-something Honda Accord pulled up.
Snap.
At first, I worried a customer would be bothered, but then I saw a man, probably in his late 20s. It was hard to tell with the lights washing him out.
Dude.
And he started to talk to the mentally ill man.
Mentally ill?
Then I saw the younger man lead the other one to his car.
Are you
Before I could
dumb?
unlock the door and make it out of there, they were gone. The police later showed up, and I gave a description of everything that happened and of the car and the younger man as best I could.
Yeah, if he went missing, I'm not
I
surprised.
don't know whatever happened to the mentally ill man or the younger one.
Yeah, that could have been.
I sometimes think that maybe the younger one was the son, friend, or relative of the ill one.
So much could have
and he
happened
was
right
taking
there.
him somewhere safe. But it could have been something more sinister.
That's what I'm saying. It could have been Brody, because I've heard that people like messing with the homeless. That's so fucked up. Literally, he could have did something to him. He could have did something to him. He trying to be nice. Like, so much could have happened, like, in that time frame, which is scary to think about. So much could have happened right there, bro. Like, so many outcomes could have happened. So that was story 2. 20 minutes in. Okay, what story do I like more? Kind of like that second one a little bit more. Because I don't know how he let bro whop up his collar, bro. I promise you, if this motion happens, you have all right to put your hands and literally defend yourself. This man just let him get dragged. I'm getting dragged by a homeless man. It's like, dude, come on, bro. Straight up your collar and get the fighting back, bro. I'm taking the second story over the first story. The first story, I think these are real stories, though. I really do think these are real stories.
My final semester in college,
this ain't Wannsee.
I worked at a Shaw's grocery store in Boston, Massachusetts.
Shaw's? I never heard of that.
For those of you who don't know what Shaw's is,
okay,
it's basically a grocery store that's mainly based in the Northeast.
Okay.
I didn't have a car yet, so I mainly requested for day shifts, as I've always been skeptical of the night. It wasn't that I hated them, it was more so the fear of what could happen, especially to a petite 5'7" girl like me.
Oh, she's a girl.
However, sometimes I'd be given a closing shift, much to my annoyance,
We've
as
had
I had a 7:45.
I always closed, and that's what I was talking about. I would work in the afternoon and close. I would have like the closing shift, but I didn't do overnight. You know what I mean? That shift was probably my favorite
AM class, and we closed pretty late. Whenever I did have a closing shift, we'd end up closing at 10, and it's about an hour's bus ride back home.
Damn.
My managers,
how does buses still run
being
at
the
10?
jerks that they were, gave me a week of closing shifts, knowing my situation. I was pissed, but whatever. It's a few $100s added to my paycheck, so I couldn't argue with that.
Pissed.
It was a Thursday night, and I had just finished stocking a few chips as we had just gotten an extra shipment.
Okay.
It was me, my manager, and
Okay.
another coworker
Finally.
running the register.
Finally.
It's about an hour before we close, and the store's pretty much dead except for a few customers.
I hate them few
I
customers.
finish putting the chips on the shelves and get ready to clock out.
Hey.
Before doing so, my manager had told me to go outside and bring the shopping carts that were in the parking lot to the store.
Bring somebody with.
Living in a decent-sized city, it wasn't uncommon for careless people to leave their carts out in the open. As I'm grabbing a cart beside the car, a woman rolls down her window and says hello.
Why are you saying hello?
With a friendly smile, I say hello back, and
there's no reason for you to be talking to me.
In the car was a mom and what appeared to be her teenage daughter in the front seat.
What does that have to do with you again?
Right away, the mom seemed concerned, looking back and forth before telling me that they needed gas. I tell her there was a gas station just down the road, but she then interrupts me, asking if I could give her money for gas.
No, I'm good.
She's explaining as to how she just came from another state and was in desperate
Don't give a fuck. And I'm sorry to say, bro, because, bro, y'all have to be more careful in this day and age, bro. People are getting too clever. Honestly, I don't even like random people talking to me, but it happens. Literally, every single time I leave the house, it's always like a random conversation. I'm getting more used to it over the years, but at first, I hated that shit. Like, why are you a random person, like, begging for money? Like, I know, like, you might actually have to. Or maybe she actually needs help. Nigga like me? Oh, nope. I don't even got no money on me. I'm broke just as well as you. I can't do it, bro. It's just too, I don't.
Being a college student, I barely made enough to pay for my own tuition.
Exactly, so say no.
However, I didn't want to decline help to someone in need, so I take out my wallet and hand her a $5 bill.
Goodness great, that's
She
100.
stares down at the money and then back at me as if she wanted more when she said that it wasn't enough.
Do y'all see, bro? I'm not even trolling, bro. Me and my sister was out, bro. We was out. We was going to a store called Hy-Vee, bro. We was going and we were coming back. I had me some Gatorade, bro. we were getting in the car and some lady walked up on us. At first I was finna get in the car, but I didn't know who she was. So I'll hop back and I'm just standing there like these. I'm just sitting there watching her, see if she like doing anything weird. I'm more of like a like observant person. I'm just staring at her. Bro, my sister, I'm like, she said some, yeah, I just need a few dollars. It's basically, she said the same thing this girl was saying right now, actually, which is really weird. She said she needed gas or something. And at first I was finna butt in. My sister's older. I have an older sister. I was finna butt in and said, nah, but like, she's older, so she got it. She took care of it. But she gave her money. She said, do you have change? Bitch, I just gave you $4. What the fuck you talking about change for? I swear. You homeless people are getting greedy now, bro. Man, I'm not even like trying to be fucked up or nothing, bro. But if someone's giving you something hard-earned money, why are you asking for more? You should be thankful. I even gave you, bro. I wouldn't have gave her nothing, honestly.
I told her I was sorry, and that was all I had. For
my safety. What you mean, sorry?
She then says in a more direct tone, if I could get into her car and go down to the gas station to help her get gas. As I was about to respond, that's when I noticed the teenage daughter had been staring at me the whole time.
Okay.
She's sitting in the seat, giving me this dead stare while licking her lips as if she were planning on something. That was my cue to get out of there.
And let's see what you did.
Something wasn't right.
Let's see what you did.
Thankfully, my manager had come out.
Thank God,
and when he
someone
saw
with
the
brain
car,
cells.
It immediately pulled out of the parking lot and drove off.
Somebody with brain cells.
I remember running up to him and thanking him for noticing. He also knew something was wrong, as he could definitely see the fear and panic of my face. My manager took a
gotta
picture
be more
of the
smart,
car
bro.
and was able to identify the year and model of it.
Damn.
I worked at that Shaw's for a good year after that, and never saw that car again.
I mean, you're not gonna see people like that again. They are bold if they spin back. First of all, that story, y'all just gotta be more smarter. Literally, like, some of y'all people were just oblivious to anything, bro. Like, I would have said absolutely not and just walked away. And what they gonna do? Get out the car and grab me? Fuck out of here. No. No, bro. Y'all gotta be smarter, man.
Anybody who has ever worked at a fast food restaurant overnight knows just how unique some patrons can be. To add another variable to this already great combination, I worked at a 24-hour McDonald's that was directly off an exit, so it was a frequent stop for truckers, cops, drunks, and anybody looking to get hot food in the middle of the night. As you would expect, I met countless characters that I could describe.
I never ate McDonald's at like 3 a.m. or something, 2 a.m. I wonder how that soak you fire.
I've even had some wild experiences with people who decided to have an all-out brawl right in the middle of the restaurant.
What?
But none of these experiences were scary, just crazy to witness, I guess. Only once in the 2 years that I worked at the restaurant did I experience something that really indeed horrified me. That night started like most nights that I did the overnight shift. I got there at 10, and it was extremely slow.
Okay.
It was always really slow at that time, and then you would get a rush from about 11:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m., and then depending on the day, it would be sporadic throughout the night.
How many people would you?
I was hoping for a slow night. It was just one of those days when I was not feeling it at all.
Yeah.
My car wouldn't start in the morning, and my husband tried to figure it out, but unfortunately, cars aren't his strong suit, so I was without a car.
Damn, okay.
On top of that, I felt so under the weather. It happens to me every fall season. I felt like a house fell on me and I just wanted to get under a blanket and pass out, but unfortunately, I got bills to pay. So unless I was extremely sick, calling in was not an option.
Cash nasty.
I was able to take my husband's Silverado truck to work.
The hell is happening to you?
2 a.m., my coworker and I were just hanging out. I ended up getting my wish with it being slow. That night was one of the slowest nights I could remember working.
Okay.
Eventually, my coworker went into the office to do some paperwork. I think that was an excuse to go take a nap or something, but I didn't have the energy to call him out. When I was alone at the counter, listening to YouTube on my phone, I heard the bell from the door. It was a peculiar-looking man. He wasn't an old man, but he wasn't young either. Maybe mid-40s if I had to guess.
40s?
He looked homeless, but not grungy and dirty. More like he was just not put together right. He was shorter than me, but I'm tall for a woman. He couldn't have weighed more than 130 pounds, even with his big winter coat on.
130,
as he slowly approached the counter, I asked, "Hey there, sir. What can I get you tonight?" The man just looked at me and smiled. I wish I could have a picture of that moment.
Oh, he smoked a lot of cigs, a lot of vapes.
Something about the way he looked at me was just not right, and it gave me the creeps before he even spoke. His eyes were so dark that they looked almost black, and his mouth was just open enough with his smile that I could see his yellow teeth.
Oh, fuck.
Finally, he spoke after what seemed like an outrageous amount of time, and I was surprised at the deep southern voice that came out of this little man, and he said, "Wow, aren't you gorgeous? I thought I wanted fries, but maybe I'll order something else."
Okay. Is this Riz?
So I know that's weird and creepy, but working this graveyard shift at a restaurant that gets a lot of customers who are under the influence, I'm used to weird.
Fuck no. That scared me. I cannot lie. Fucking tongue looked like fucking rodent meat, bro. Like, oh my, bro, get this. Oh my gosh, like, I don't like disturbing things.
Very politely.
Come on, bro, put your tongue away if I smack your ass.
When you know what you want, just let me know.
Real talk.
The man now grinned from ear to ear, flashing his full set of yellow and
why are you still sitting there like this?
He set his hands on the counter, and all I could see were his long and dirty fingernails. Trying not to look visibly disgusted, he spoke up again and said, "Forget the fries. What time are you done?" Usually something like this, I would just smile and say I'm married and move on with my life, but I don't know if it was because I didn't feel good or maybe because the guy gave me the creeps from the start, but instead, in an annoyed and aggressive voice, I responded with, "If you don't want to order any food, you can leave."
Okay.
The man started to laugh as if though I told him a great joke. Before I said or did something that I would regret, I turned around and started knocking on the office door. When my coworker opened the door,
what the fuck? She got the jitters.
Shaken. I told him about the creepy guy who was clearly in sight, and he smirked because he knew right away what I was dealing with. He told me to go take a break and that he would take care of the guy.
Alright, good job.
Without even thinking or looking back, I grabbed my coat and went outside, sat in my husband's truck for 15 minutes and just listened to music.
You're dumb. And you're crying? Are you dumb? So is there something called a break room you can just chill in? You want to go outside? You goofy? Now what if he goes out there and he sees you? You're cooked. You're literally done because no one knows that you went out there. Yeah, you deserve this.
I'd forgotten about that creep up until right before I went back inside.
Oh, you're lucky enough.
Wandering on the far side of the parking lot with a to-go bag in his hands. I was relieved that my coworker was able to get rid of him.
Okay, good.
I decided to wait in the truck for another 5 minutes just in case.
I thought you went back in there.
This creep to see what vehicle mine was. When I finally got back inside, my coworker looked a little freaked out.
What?
I asked him about the interaction with that freak, and his answer just really freaked me out. He said in a tentative voice, "I don't know if I should tell you."
What?
I started to jokingly hit his arm, and I told him to tell me, to which he complied, and he said, "That guy was crazy. When I came out to take his order, he just kept asking where the girl was. So I told him that you went home for the night, and he started to lose his mind.
What?
Screaming and swearing. I ended up just giving him a free medium fry just to shut him up and get him."
You wouldn't have gave him no free medium fry. You should have gave him the free combo mix with an extra chicken nugget knuckle sandwich. That's what you should have gave him. This man is doing this to you. Who swings like this? Bro, you doing this? Ah! You should hit him with a boot, boot, boot. Just start, like, he's already swinging at you pretty muchly. You got bitch, bro.
I ended up just giving him.
Look at this dude. He's like trying to hit him and stuff.
Get him out of here.
No, dude.
Then he turned around, and as he was walking out, he said, "Tell Monica I said goodbye, and I'll see her soon."
Oh, you're cooked.
This little story almost made me faint. Mainly because
she was faint off of a story.
Name tag at this job.
Oh. I had no earthly idea. I thought she had her name tag on, bruh. Oh, you're done. You're done, never mind.
This man knew my name.
Never mind, you're done, bro.
For the remainder of the shift, I couldn't focus.
You're done.
I just kept looking over at the door, expecting this man to stumble back in, but thankfully, he never did. Close to 4:30 in the morning, I asked if I could leave early. He knew that I wasn't feeling well, and with the creepy guy on my mind, he knew that I just needed to get away. Just to make my night more enjoyable, as I was leaving, it started to snow, and it was the first truly hard snowfall of the season.
Hey, this should be a vibe.
Just started. I was thankful to have my husband's truck once again, and I figured if I just took it slow, I'd be safe.
Yep.
I couldn't have been more wrong.
I knew it.
Only about a half mile from work, I ended up driving into a ditch because I couldn't see the road from the snow falling.
Goodness gracious, get your vision up.
And it didn't seem like too much damage. but I couldn't get myself out of the ditch. I called police, and surprisingly, the cops were there in about a minute. I got out of the truck to greet the cop, and
the heck you mean?
That's when it happened. From the bed of the truck, the man from the restaurant jumped out and started to run from the bed of the truck.
Out of your car?
The cop, and that's when it happened. From the bed of the truck, the man from the restaurant jumped out.
Whoa,
and started to run
that's
full
crazy.
Speed into the night. I screamed, and then was at a loss for words. The cop didn't know what to do and started to yell at me to tell him what was going on. I finally told him, and he radioed some other cops, but they never caught him.
But they should have chased his ass. Y'all seen him hop out the car.
We eventually went back to the restaurant, and I gave the police my entire story.
Wow.
They looked at the cameras, but it wasn't enough to ever actually catch the guy.
How?
The worst part was watching the video of the guy getting into the bed of the truck.
Oh.
It was no more than 10 minutes after my break. He came storming back into the parking lot with the food bag still in his hands.
Oh my gosh.
He looked around for a few minutes, tried the door, and when it was locked,
as I said, yo, bro, y'all gotta be safe,
jumped into
bro.
the back.
Y'all just gotta be safe.
I'm so lucky I drove into a ditch that night, because if I hadn't, who knows what would have happened to me.
He'd have been in your house trying
the bag was left
to do some things I can't say on YouTube.
Still in it. This guy never even wanted the food. He knew my name from the start, and he knew when I worked, and he knew the vehicle that I would have.
What?
This happened several years ago, and I'm still not quite ready to work overnights again. Always lock your doors, and please be careful.
Dude.
Some people really are monsters.
That's actually a good story. This is a good story. Bro, get that noise up out my ear, Wannsee. But that's a good story. That just shows y'all that y'all never know who's watching you, bro. You never know who's watching you. If you got windows open, like your blinds open, bro, close them, bro. Like there's plenty of times when I've walked, when I just walk outside. You know how many times I can just see in people's houses? I can see what you're watching. I can see what you're flicking through. I can see if you're watching. I don't even know you said it on here. I can see if you're watching all that. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all gotta be careful with that, bro. He knew her name off rib. Come on with that, bro. Man, hopped out the car like a. Bro, come on, kid. I'm about to say.
This happened in 2004. I was a new college graduate starting my career in healthcare at a hospital 2 hours away from where I grew up.
Oh, he's talking kind of.
The hospital I worked at was huge.
Talking weird.
A level 1 trauma center. I work in a highly specialized area. There were only 2 other people at the hospital with my licensure.
Damn.
That's important because we spent a lot of time working alone in our department.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Stagger our shifts for coverage. I had the early shift. I arrived at 5:45 in the morning. Staff parking was several city blocks away from the hospital, and they sent a shuttle to pick employees up. The lot was surrounded by an urban forest. The city tried to leave as much green space and trees as possible. There was nothing else near the parking lot at the time. Since I arrived so early, the shuttle service had to be called when I arrived. The call button was located at the shuttle stop, meaning you had to leave your car to communicate with the dispatch. I was always creeped out because, even though there were parked cars, there were never any employees in the lot at the time I came in. The overnight shift didn't change until 7 a.m. A few weeks after I started working there, I had settled into the shuttle routine and gotten more comfortable. At this time, cell phone service was spotty at best, and I didn't own a smartphone, so it wasn't very reliable. One afternoon, when I returned to my car, I found a note left on my windshield.
Off rip?
It read, "Hot and sweet you are."
Yeah, and then you can tell this is not a kid. This is a grown-ass man with chicken scratch as handwriting. Not only are you trying to, like, rizz her up, saying hot and sweet you are, and you could tell that's like a 50-year-old man.
And didn't see anyone.
How'd you not see a person?
I was perplexed, but not really frightened. Another week passed. I forgot about the note. Until one afternoon I returned to my car and found a flower in the windshield wiper.
So this is what you should do now. You should go in the hospital and ask for security footage.
Read, "I really love your dimples. I could make you smile." What the heck? I had just moved to this town and didn't have any friends beyond the other 2 people in my department.
Okay.
I didn't know anyone else.
So I just told you what you need to do.
I did feel creeped out this time, and began feeling like I was being watched or something.
Or something.
Early in the mornings, I would park as close to the shuttle stop as possible, buzz the dispatch, and then wait in my car with the doors locked. I often imagined I heard shuffling noises like shoes scraping through the gravel, and I couldn't see all the way to the dark corners of the lot.
Dude, are you just useless?
When I returned to my car in the afternoons, I carried my pepper spray just in case.
Yeah, gotta keep that thing on you.
I told my coworkers about the notes.
That's a coworker? Bro, if I worked with this human being, bro, I would have definitely transferred buildings, bro. No way this is a coworker, bro. This is probably the person leaving notes in your car.
I should tell security. I felt a little silly, but I made a report.
You felt silly?
Security
Are you stupid?
said they would keep an eye out.
Good job.
Whatever that meant.
What do you mean? What is that? It means what it means.
Opting instead to find parking on the street nearer to the hospital, where there were other people around. Things went fine for the next few weeks, until one day I got another note. This time, it was on my car one morning, outside my apartment building. In the same scribbly handwriting, it simply read, "Don't be shy." I was so confused. What did this person want?
It wants your cheeks.
Obviously, they were following me, and now they knew where I lived.
It wants your
and
cheeks.
And probably knew I lived alone.
You don't got no boyfriend, no husband?
There wasn't much they could do, but they did make some safety recommendations, and said they would patrol the neighborhood more often. I took a self-defense class and was hyper-aware of my surroundings.
No, you not. You clearly not.
It was worse not knowing who I was dealing with. A few weeks later, a woman was found assaulted and murdered in the trees behind the employee parking lot.
Whoa.
They caught the guy a couple days later. I recognized him. He was a contract painter who had been working in my area. The hospital had been remodeling our department.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though, this dude kind of looked like Mark Jefferson. He kind of looked like Mark Jefferson, Mr. Jefferson from Life is Strange. Hey, you know what that nigga was on.
Painter would come in early, around 6:30 a.m.
Plot twist of hell.
I made coffee every morning in the break room, and he would come in to get a cup.
Oh,
we made small talk a few times, but never any red flags. Then it came back to me. Sometimes he would call me Dimples. I shivered. Good morning, Dimples.
Ew.
I was shocked that he had literally been right under my nose for weeks.
How would you not put the pieces together?
I had been totally alone with him on many occasions.
Yeah, he
and I never
really
suspected anything.
He could have murked her bad, y'all.
I don't know for certain that he was the one leaving the notes, but they stopped after he was arrested.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that dumbass shit you just said.
Stay safe out there, guys and
gals. Absolutely. Wow. Oh, that shit kind of scared me right there. I hope y'all enjoyed this 43-minute reaction video, guys. These stories are real nice, man. I'm gonna have to go with the. I like the fourth story, I like the fifth story, then the second story, then the first story. That's my order for this time. Bro, hope y'all enjoy, man. Leave that like, bro. Very long reaction, bro. Tell me what part was y'all favorite. What story was y'all favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. And I'm out, bruh.